Good afternoon to all the shareholders and directors of the company, and I welcome you all for this 15th annual general meeting of the company. I now request Chairman Sir Dr. M.V.G. Rao Garu to start the proceedings.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's now 3 p.m. The requisite quorum being present, I declare the meeting as open. As we are conducting the annual general meeting virtually through video conference, my other fellow directors have also joined the meeting through VC, and I request each one of them to introduce themselves. Dr. Satyanarayana.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Satyanarayana Chava. I'm the CEO.
Dr. Ravi Kumar.
I'm Ravi Kumar, ED Finance and CFO.
Dr. Lakshman.
This is Lakshman, Executive Director and Head of Quality.
Mr. Chandrakant.
Hi, Chandrakant, Non-Executive Director.
Dr. Rajesh.
It's to unmute him.
Mrs. Aruna.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Aruna Bhinge and I'm an independent director with the company.
Yeah. We note the presence of Mr. Ganesh Balakrishnan.
Good afternoon, sir.
And Ajay Jawar from Deloitte Haskins and Sells.
Good afternoon, sir.
Statutory editors of the company. We also note the presence of Mr. Y. Ravi Prasad Reddy, secretarial editor of the company and who is acting as scrutinizer for the voting process through the video conference. Mr.
Yes,
Ravi
very good
Prasad
afternoon.
Reddy.
Yes, sir. Very good afternoon, sir.
All of them have joined the meeting through video conference only. The meeting is being conducted through VC. The attendance of proxy is not allowed. Since the notice and address reports have already been circulated to the members, I will take the notice of the meeting and the address report as read. The chairman will now deliver his speech to the members. Dear ladies and gentlemen, hope you are all keeping safe and healthy in the COVID pandemic crisis. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the 15th annual general meeting of members of the company. As we all aware, India is a developing country in terms of economy and infrastructure development. The government are making its efforts in fostering the nation as one of the greatest economic leaders in the world. The government have been providing various incentives and subsidies to attract the foreign investments and encouraging the domestic participants to becoming entrepreneurs by encouraging the startup initiative and easing the approval process. India is making its base in most of the fields to be part of the global growth. We hope that the growth of the nation will continue to flourish and create a band in the world economy. Likewise, in pharmaceutical sector, India is among the leading global producers of cost-effective generic medicines and vaccines, contributing for the supply of major volumes of the global demand. India also is pioneering in keeping the dominant position in developing and manufacturing medicines for pandemics including COVID-19 and supporting the world. Coming to your company, the company has grown as a niche player in the pharmaceutical industry and turned out as an integrated pharmaceutical company by manufacturing of active pharmaceutical ingredients and antiretroviral, oncology, cardiovascular, diabetic and hypertensive, nutraceuticals and several other products and manufacturing of formulations for HIV/AIDS, diabetic, central nervous system, proton pump inhibitors. I must congratulate the management team led by Dr. Satyanarayana Chava for the achievements in the short span of time. The credibility is possible only with your esteemed support and trust as a management, and wish the same support to be continued to the management to boost up their confidence by all stakeholders to force even more accomplishments of your company. With these two words, I once again thank you one and all for taking your time and meeting this AGM, attending this AGM. I now request Dr. Satyanarayana Chava to address the members.
Good afternoon, Chairman sir, and fellow members of the board and all the stakeholders, auditors, shareholders, colleagues. As you are aware, we are going through unprecedented times, and the entire world is facing the COVID pandemic, and each country is responding differently. And one of the most populous nation, and with a lot of diversity, India is also going through a lot of challenges. One interesting fact is the mortality rate is much lower when compared to the rest of the globe. Whereas the asymptomatic cases are posing a threat, and India is also going through a dichotomy of continued lockdown versus economic pain. So we are going through this challenge, and under these challenging conditions, your company did exceedingly well, even during the month of March, where the pandemic started increasing its tentacles. Company able to manage the crisis well, including logistics challenges and also the availability of raw materials from China. We managed it very well. During the last 4 quarters, as you are aware, company started performing well, and that credit goes to the team and all the people who supported the team from external world, customers, bankers, and other regulators as well. As we are going through the next phase of growth, we are experiencing pains of two types. One is the pain of growth, because we have a lot of opportunities to grow, and the pain of this COVID pandemic. That makes us even more challenging for us to deal with two types of pains: growth pain as well as the pain because of the pandemic. Because of our commitment to quality, because of our commitment to safety, and also commitment to our colleagues and their families' well-being, we implemented a series of very elaborate entry mechanisms who entering into the working campus, and all the facilities are very well contained now and working at an optimum capacity. We hope to continue the growth what we have demonstrated in FY20 during the FY21 as well. With this, I again thank all the stakeholders, including the shareholders, for continued support to the organization, and we expect we will meet or exceed your expectations in the FY20. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Now the meeting is open for questions from the members who have registered as the speakers for this meeting, and I request members who wish to speak the questions to wish to ask the questions to be brief, so that all those who wish to speak may be having an opportunity to do so. I would appreciate if members avoid repeating questions which have already been asked. Each speaker may announce his her name and folio number first and then speak. Dr. Satyanarayana Chava will answer the questions. Now they open.
Yeah, first speaker, Mr. Jaideep Bakshi. Jaideep Bakshi, you can speak.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes, we are able.
Good afternoon, Chairman, CFO, and other Board of Directors. So thanks to the Secretary Department for arranging this AGM in this virtual smoothly and giving me an opportunity to express my views. So congrats for the growth in revenue and also profit after tax, and for your R&D team, which is your core strength. So revenue, can we know the revenue earned from each of your manufacturing units? And what are your future expansion plans? So affected business due to import ban from China and also due to lockdown. What is the stress on our company? So any tie-up with any companies for combating this COVID virus? Any medicine are you thinking of? So congrats for your support for your COVID and supply of 1 lakh HCQ tablets. So nothing to add more. Best wishes to the management staff and the employees for their enduring effort with a vision to become a leading player in the global market. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. We are not reporting revenue per unit wise so far, but I can give you all the units are running at optimum capacity. This is different from the previous years where few of the units were not generating revenue. Now we can proudly say all units are generating revenue and operating at optimum capacity. So far, we are also happy to tell you the revenue impact because of COVID is very negligible on all the units of the company. When it comes to your third question of partnering with innovators for licensing of COVID-related drugs, we still continue to talk to Gilead on the licensing of remdesivir, but we are also working on another COVID-related drug, favipiravir, which is under the advanced stage of development. And as you are also aware, we commercially launched hydroxychloroquine at one point of time. That was also in limelight for prevention of COVID transmission.
Thank you, Mr. Jaideep Bakshi. Now I request Dr. Arun Kumar Bopana to speak.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good
Yes,
afternoon.
doctor.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can hear you very well, Dr.
We
Bopana.
can hear you very well, please.
What about the video?
Video is not able, not enabled. You may please speak.
You didn't. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. G.V. Reddy for arranging the link to me from Mumbai. Annual report looks very pristine. No questions on the annual report. I just want to know about the general pharma landscape in future. Questions are general questions. What is the percentage of raw materials Laurus imports from China? Will you reduce dependence on China for intermediaries with backward integration, with end-to-end solutions or manufacturing? Did restrictions on movement hamper production as in many industries? Did restrictions hamper the face-to-face meeting with doctors affecting the domestic market? Will Laurus suffer from extended lockdown, delaying treatment of other disease? The pharma employs around 2.7 million people, creating a USD of 11 billion, supposed to be the third largest in the world, 20% of global exports from India. Your comments on that, please. Around 30% of US consumption will be from India. Will that continue? Indian pharmacy expects to grow to USD 80 to 90 billion by 2030. Your comments. What are Laurus steps to reduce carbon footprints and water conservation? Conclusion, sir. There is so much left out to deliver, so much history to be made. We should not fail. We should pick up ourselves and move ahead. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Over the last few years, interestingly, our imports from China for raw materials reduced significantly. Now we import close to 50% of our raw materials from China. It used to be up to 70% 3-4 years back. That is a good sign. And we are also proud to say we don't buy intermediates for any of our large volume products. All those intermediates are made in-house. That is one. And regarding your question of logistics challenges during the lockdown, no company or individual was immune to this pandemic. So every company witnessed some logistic challenges, both inbound and outbound. We had major logistic challenge during the last 2 weeks of March, but we were able to manage because most companies will keep inventory for several weeks. We were able to weather that storm. But logistics challenge continued to be there in Q1 of FY21. It's not about the availability. It's more about the freight charges of inbound as well as outbound. That has limited impact on the organization. And we are in formulations for chronic diseases. So the lockdown has no impact on our formulation sales. And also, as you're aware, Laurus doesn't have any presence in the domestic formulation. So this lockdown has no bearing on our sales of APIs within India. And you also raised a very valid point of companies' efforts towards reducing carbon footprint. We are about to release our sustainability report for the current year, where we have detailed very well what are the efforts we are doing and how much of efforts yielded in the reducing the impact of these pharmaceutical production on the environment. Thanks for asking this question. Maybe we'll keep in mind and send you a soft copy of our sustainability report for your reading. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Arun Kumar Garu. Now I request Mr. Gautam Shah to speak. Mr. Gautam, are you there? Are you able to hear?
बंद करो यार.
Mr. Gautam?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So thank you for this opportunity, and I once again congratulate the team for the fantastic FY20 numbers, and I wish all the best for all the coming years. So my question is regarding the recent news that has come. I think it was in Live Mint that there are some HIV shortages that has happened in many of the countries, close to 70 countries. So how we can fulfill that gap? And so my second question was regarding when will be the bottleneck of capacity expansion that we are planning. So it is on track and expected by September 20 this year. And my last question was when can we have the EIR of Unit 1 and Unit 3?
Thank you, Gautam ji. In the HIV space, there are shortages, especially in the second line, which are lopinavir, ritonavir, because at one point of time, doctors were prescribing lopinavir, ritonavir for treatment of COVID, and some people continue to use it. That created a shortage of supplies. That resulted in higher demand for our APIs, but we are yet to get approval for formulations. So this is the only drug which is in shortage. Your second question of capacity expansion, we are doing capacity expansion in multiple phases. The one phase is debottlenecking of existing capacity, which we expect to complete by September 2020. And we're also adding one new line in the existing building by relocating warehouse to a new warehouse building. That will be done by November this year. And a brand new building is also coming up that we expect will be ready by second half of next financial year. Coming back to your last question, EAR, we received EAR for unit 1 and 3, where there was a pre-approval inspection. There are no pending EARs from any for any of our units from FDA as of now.
Thank you, Mr. Gautam. Now I request Mr. Bharatraj to speak.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, first of all, management for arranging the very good video conference. Thank you very much. I thank Mr. Venkateswar Reddy for immediate response and giving the link. Thank you very much, Mr. Venkat. Mr. Chairman, I congratulate you for the wonderful results, Mr. Chairman. And I thank you for the dividend for 2 rupees 50 paisa. I'm very much happy. And my questions, Mr. Chairman. Are you listening, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, we can listen, sir.
My question is, sir, in our regarding the dividend part, sir, Chairman, what I observe is the past 4 years, this is the year we have increased 1 rupee. My question is, our profits has increased from compared to the last year, this year, but the dividend period is what I expect. I expect at least 50%, sir. But you have given only 25%. Sir, at least can we expect next year 50% dividend? That is my question. And second thing, sir, regarding the CSR, sir, once I see in the annual report, there is no CSR page. You shown it as a 34 as a content page, but it is not there in the CSR page is not there in 34 content page. Can you please let me know? And the third question, sir, since regularly from the beginning of our AGM, I'm seeing the payouts for you, Mr. Chairman, you're increasing every year, Mr. Chairman. See, this year you are taking approval for the 9 million, 90 lakhs as a salary, 9 crores. See, the increase of the salary is what I compare to the is every year it is becoming double. Can you please, sir, you give more dividends to the shareholders and you take 1 crore or 10 crores, will be more happy, Mr. CEO. But the dividend payout is less and your salaries are increasing every year. I expect, I'm very sorry for that. Because we expect at least 50%. Because since 4 years, you are giving 1 rupee and 1 rupee 50 paisa. But now we have got 2 rupee 50 paisa and you are taking approval for 9 crores your salary. So please, sir, please look into at least you give interim dividend in this by December another 2 rupees 50 paisa next financial year. See that 5 rupees will get a dividend. That is my fourth question, sir. Regarding this financial year, sir, due to this corona, how will be the next financial year, sir? The 2020-21 results, sir. We expect the same income or there will be a decrease in our income and the profits. Because we don't know how much this corona will be and how long it will go. Somebody is telling up to March it will go. Somebody is saying up to January. Somebody is saying up to September, October. But we don't know. But how we are facing this challenge? This revenue will be the same as last year or it will come down? That is my question, sir. And Mr. Chairman, I'm very happy for giving this opportunity to talk to you. Thank you very much and all the best for the next financial years. We expect a good leadership under you, Mr. CEO. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bharat. Sir, we will answer your questions to the extent possible. We will try our level best to perform better than FY20 and FY21 despite of COVID challenges. As of today, we already completed Q1 and we haven't faced much challenge in Q1 because of COVID. And we expect we will weather this storm. This is only expectation. We can't commit anything. And we are putting our best efforts to contain this pandemic in the manufacturing facilities where we operate. Regarding your CSR, we are proud to say your company spends more than the what is mandatory in CSR. If their page details are missing, we will correct it and we'll send you the details. And regarding your pay increases, I think maybe I will ask our chairman to speak instead of me speaking on that, or I will ask our CFO to speak on that.
Doctor, I'm Ravi, CFO. The dividend part, Dr. Satya missed that point. Our dividend policy is a 20% dividend payout ratio. We will be following that policy we followed and we will follow the policy. And coming to the salary for CEO is concerned, there is no doubling every year. So there is an nominal 10% increase over a year. And then if you look at this time when compared to the last time, it is only rounding off. Salary was the 8.7 crores from 8.7 crore, 8.8 crore. We rounded off to 9 crore. There is not much of an increase, and this is the board has been discussed in length along with the remuneration committee and decided it is on par with the increased revenue and the operations. Thank you.
CSR is details have been provided in page number 57 of the annual report. If it's not missed out, it is very much there. The details can be seen in page number 57. And thank you, Mr. Bharat, for joining and speaking in the meeting. Now I request Mr. Abhishek to speak.
Hello, can you hear me, sir? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Am I audible? So my name is Abhishek, shareholder of the company. My DP ID IN301637 and client ID is 41359155. So first of all, I congratulate the management on the eve of annual general body meeting. And I have some few observations, clarification and grievance in the balance sheet, which I would like to go by page number wise, sir. So first of all, we are disappointed that the dividend yield has been reduced this year when compared to the previous year. So you are being paying 1.5 rupees, 1 rupee 50 paisa constantly for past 3-4 years. But this year you have changed to rupees 1. But even though your numbers are good, the share is doing good, our price is appreciated in the market. But unfortunately, the dividend yield has come down. So then you can try to give us a better dividend this year, sir, like in interim. So then regarding the CSR, you have already explained regarding the CSR, sir, but this year, the upcoming year CSR activities which you are going to perform, so you can dedicate more funds towards COVID 2019. And since comparing to Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu is suffering more from the pandemic COVID 2019 when compared to AP. So you can dedicate some funds towards the state of Tamil Nadu also. So then that's our company also trying to find out the vaccine for this COVID 2019. Is our team working on it? Have we taken any steps to find out the vaccine, sir? That I would like to know from you, sir. Then page number 58, I think so, sir. We have around subsidiary companies. Is there any dividend our subsidiary companies are paying to the parent company? I would like to know from you, sir, or any interest is being paid to the parent company. And I have not noted down the page number, sir. We have some disputes also pending with like contingent liabilities with authorities and not yet resolved, and these are pending for the past few years. So what steps have been taken by the management to arrive at a compromise or a settlement so that as soon as possible the disputes may be settled, and whether any partial amount is being paid, I would like to know, sir. Then next year onwards, hope we can have physical meetings as usual we used to have previously, and hope we will be getting the physical copy of the annual report also. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Abhishek ji. See, I will clarify a few, and I will ask our CFO to clarify the subsidies, dividend, and contingent liabilities. We are not in the vaccine research, so your company is not doing any work related to vaccine development or manufacturing. And regarding the CSR fund towards COVID pandemic, your company did exceedingly well in supporting several governments, but we didn't support the Tamil Nadu government, but we'll keep in mind whatever best possible we'll do that. Your first question on the dividend of 1 rupee, actually 1 rupee is the final dividend. We declared the interim dividend of 1 rupee 50 paisa earlier. So total dividend is 2 rupee 50 paisa per share. That is one. And remaining questions I will ask Mr. Ravi Kumar to take it up.
The contingent liabilities are normal in nature in accordance with the business. It is not it's not beyond an business purview. And regarding vaccine, we are not into the vaccine business, so we are not dealing with that. And subsidiaries are in small subsidiaries. They are not matured enough to pay a dividend to the parent.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abhishek ji, for your time and efforts to join the meeting and speaking here. And now I request Mr. P. Jaychen to speak. Mr. Jaychen. Mr. Jaychen, can you join and speak?
It's not active, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Jaychen, can you please able to speak? I think you may need to unmute your phone.
Yeah, आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, please.
Hey, Jaychen, yes, sir. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Just a minute, sir. Sir, can you tell me the today meeting held by BC and BOM? So what is the expense? Your estimate expenses in this meeting, including email, including balance sheet posting into other things. And last year when physical meeting was held, what was the expenses incurred by company, including printing up annual report, including printing up notice and dispatching of notice, and for the venue and snacks? Can you tell me, sir? Second question is this is that aggregate shareholder shares are lying in the unclaimed shares suspense account till the number of shareholder and number of share 31st March 2020 up to. Sir, we are from outside Madras, so I request you to next time when you organize the physical meeting, please take an option of audio visual meeting, because it is not possible for us to go to your city and attend the meeting because the huge expenses, huge time required. You have shareholder all India basis, not only your city. So if you held the physical meeting, so only your city peoples can be attend the meeting. Where is the Kolkata, Bombay, Pune, Bhilwara, other or remote city, they have no chances to ask any question, any view to you. I request you, now the digital India is start, and I think that physical meeting incur more expenses than audiovisual meetings. And there is lot of paper wastage, lot of time wastage, and also you are the director, have to come one place from various places. This is also requiring fixed time for secretariat department to arrange it. But in this meeting, there is no time. You have a time. Suppose you are in home, you are in London, anywhere in world, you can take easily meeting. Anywhere director have anywhere. You can 2 or 3 meeting in one day. Suppose one meeting is morning, now your meeting is taken after 3 p.m. One meeting can be held after 2 p.m. So, sir, I request you to arrange the also audio visual meeting along with physical meeting. So your help is, and also I think the audio visual meeting is the best, because now we are going to audio visual because every shareholder type suppose if the rain is the city, and it is not possible for shareholder to reach on time. But if rain is city, yeah, anywhere, he can attend easily from home. I request you and hope I take two questions to you. You reply me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Ravi, will you answer the questions or GVR can answer?
First, you want to?
Yeah, so part of the question I will answer that, thank you, Mr. Jaychand. You spoke very well about the advantages of the, video meeting. Fully agree. But then as whatever the MCA advises the companies to proceed, accordingly we will proceed in future also. This exemption of conducting the video meeting in lieu of the physical meeting is given only for this calendar year. If next year, if the MCA says you conduct physical as well as video, or you conduct only video, or you conduct only physical, accordingly we will proceed. And the next question, Ravi Kumar sir will answer.
The annual report physical meeting and annual report printing versus the virtual meetings and then electronic copy of annual report. Very negligible amount. I think we spend maybe in 3 to 4 lakhs rupees for this virtual meeting along with the annual report soft copies. But the physical copies, how much? I think around 30 lakhs or 20 lakhs we spent last year. I don't know. We'll just come back. I think we must have saved about 20 lakhs rupees from physical to virtual, but we have not made that calculation. We will make that calculation. Good point. The aggregate shareholding, you asked some question, right? So, and you said no, euro.
Suspense.
The question relating to the shares in suspense account as of 31st March. We don't have any shares in any suspense account. After IPO, there were few, and 1 or 2 years, within 1 or 2 years, everything have been transferred to the respective shareholders' accounts. We don't have any shares in the share suspense account as on date or as on 31st March 2020.
Any more question? Over.
Yes. So thank you, Mr. Jason. These speakers are over, and now there are some few questions which came through the chat box. Now, for those questions also, I request CEO sir to answer.
Sir, doctor, are you able to see the chat box, or should I?
Let me see the chat box.
I think I will start, doctor. Some of the things are so maybe you can.
Maybe you can.
Wherever
you can see that.
Yeah, the one question we just try to. There are some repeat questions we are trying to answer very briefly. One is on the rationale for the split. Rationale of the split is to increase the liquidity. And what is the impact of raw material price which is imported from China? Dr. Satya has already answered that question. The major impact from the air freight charges. Other than that, not very significantly increased raw material prices. As per the regulation 9A, though we have our policy on the any price sensitive information leakage is already there in the website. Please go through. And if you have still doubts, you can be in touch with our secretarial department. They will come back. Stock split, we don't have any proposals at this moment. Oh, sorry, stock split. Sorry, so stock split is there, 2 rupees, which is already been part of the agenda. I'm sorry, Hyderabad Pharma City. Is there any plans? So right now, Pharma City is not yet formed. As soon as it formed, we will think of. CapEx for FY 21-22, it will be in the slightly higher range than the FY 20. But we have to see some of the projects which is getting delayed because of the COVID-19. The reason is because of the migrant labor. New tax regime, we are not evaluating go to new tax regime because of we have an SEZ benefits. Supply disruption, so far there is no supply disruption, except you must have seen in the newspapers that Indian customs have delayed few days for the shipments coming from China, but I think now it's got cleared. Synthesis division contributing 25 to 30%. We can't comment on the specific with how much share it can give, but the all divisions are growing significantly. So the getting into 25% shares, we are not visualizing at this juncture. Challenges for the current year, COVID-19 is a challenge because that is an unpredictable and not yet matured. So that is the most challenging in FY 21. What is the purpose of promoter pledge? Basically, the promoter has pledged the shares, taken a loan, and then acquired the company stock a couple of years back. So the entire money of the loan taken against the pledge has been invested into the company stock. The annual report is not readable format. It was showing 2 pages. We'll just get back on that. But when we went through, it is fine. So the details of donations we already provided, or Venkateshwar Reddy already told that in page 57, the details of the CSR have been mentioned. How does company plan to expand in the airway segment, which countries will we cater to in future? How do we see the top line going forward? How do we want to address this question?
In the ARV space, the company is having a full basket of first line treatment. And as we mentioned, in the last 2 years, company put sincere efforts to get into the second line APIs, which we did successfully. And we also filed formulations for approval for second line, one product, and then second product will file during the current financial year. So the major growth to the company will come in 2 aspects. One is increasing volume share of the first line and taking opportunities in the second line APIs as well as formulations.
Doctor, another question. US government is the biggest backer of Global Fund and PEPFAR. Any risk to funding or sharp cut in funding because of COVID or risk due to geographical tensions?
If you look at 50% of the patients, HIV patients live in South Africa, Nigeria, India, China, Brazil, Thailand, and all these countries. The GDP is big enough for them to take care of the treatment, and we don't foresee the geographical tensions will jeopardize the tremendous effort and progress made in eradicating the HIV. The amount of money needed to continuous treatment of HIV is so insignificant when compared to the donors' percentage of pledging money into various programs. We don't see that will be a challenge.
Another question, Doctor. We have a very high dependency on ARV and tender business. How does management plan to reduce the contribution from ARV? Where do we see ARV contribution in next 2 years?
See, you have to look into ARV APIs and formulations in two different buckets. The ARV APIs, company dependency on ARV APIs reduced from 85% in 2013-14 to almost 1/3 during FY20. And we expect that will continue. So your company is not dependent on one product or one therapy for API sale.
How dependent is Laurus Labs on China for raw materials? Any impact from increase in price of raw material on margins or passed on to customers?
See, there is a significant dependence on China for import of raw materials. If the price increase is permanent, we will have ability to pass it on to customer. If price increase is only temporary, we are not passing it on to the customer. And our continued R&D efforts were able to mitigate a slight increase in the raw material cost and keep the gross margins intact.
Okay. Any disruption in sales because of COVID-19? Dr. Satya has already answered. There is no significant disruption. Could you some light regarding new acquisition done recently and the purpose of that?
The new acquisition, South Africa, we acquired Pikalong Pharmaceuticals, which we renamed as Laurus Generics SA Private Limited. The aim is to get into the world's biggest ARV market. South Africa, every 1 in 5 HIV patients live in South Africa. So we can't neglect South Africa as a country for our future growth in formulations. So this acquisition will help us to have a footprint, to get registrations there and get ready for our next tender, which will be in sometime in 2022.
Tax rate is currently at 13%, quite low. Any reasons for the same, and what can be the expected tax rate for FY21 and going ahead? So the tax rate 13% for FY20 because of weighted deduction for R&D expenditure and the other benefits of SEZ profit exemption. But way forward, we are not expecting to be in the similar range because of the removal of weighted deduction for R&D expenditure and other benefits under Income Tax Act. So we expect around 22 to 25% range for FY21 and maybe the onwards. How CapEx will be funded? We are thinking to fund internally, but we also may take a small loan to meet the timing gap. Doctor, one of the interesting question is, Doctor, can you elaborate on CDMO opportunity space for countries like India?
The CDMO space is very interesting for your company for several reasons. One is we are offering some unique capabilities with respect to the scale from grams to multi-ton. So the company can offer programs in preclinical, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, commercial and life cycle management in oncology as well. That is one unique opportunity. The second is company also has multiple facilities which are regulatory inspected and it can serve global markets. And the other biggest thing is there is a shift in where the innovators would like to source their starting materials and intermediates and APIs. So company is in a sweet spot to attract more business to CDMO. in the coming years.
What increase do you see from Africa acquisition in percentage and when it will happen?
The growth because of the acquisition in South Africa will only come in 2020.
Another interesting question, Doctor. Why do we have a higher market share in ARV? Is it due to better yields leading to better price or scale?
I think company having the biggest market share in ARV is a combination of science and art. That is not easily copiable. Science can be copied, but art has its own challenges to copy. We have chemistry, we have scale, we have customers, and we also have market which is growing. And the company was able to retain market share in some products and try to gain market share in new products. It's because of the customers' confidence and the company's ability to meet their demands. ARV, nobody would like to place orders 1 ton, 500 kg and all. They all of a sudden they need 20 tons. Sometimes the customers need 40 tons in a month. So our ability to meet increased demand puts us in a very interesting place with respect to customers. And also the support coming from these multilateral agencies is also very interesting. They understood we are one of the key component of fighting AIDS globally. Your company contributes to a significant portion of both APS and formulations in the HIV space.
What is current capacity utilization?
Currently, all plants are at optimum capacity, and we continue to add capacities. Just to give you a perspective, we are trying to add 20% of API capacity in the next 12 to 18 months, and we are trying to add maybe increase the capacity of formulation significantly in the next 18 months. So a lot of expansion is going on both the API space as well as in the formulation space.
Share split date, it will be decided in the board meeting and after the regulatory filings, we will let you know over a period of time. Can you please tell what is the large API after ARV segment?
With respect to the tonnage, it will be metformin, is the kilo-wise, but value-wise, it's definitely cardiovascular is the next highest value API-wise.
These days, generic medicines attained a higher attraction. Is there any scope for our company in this segment, and what we may expect in future? This is the last question, Doctor.
So we continue to increase our presence in non-ARV, non-oncology, both in APS and formulation. That was clearly evident in the reduced dependence on ARVs for our API sale. And one could expect the same thing will happen in formulations, but we need time. So our journey in ARVs dependency from 85 to 33% to 6-7 years. And we would expect formulations also will take a similar amount of time, where ARV revenues coming from formulations will be 1/3.
Thank you. Good questions from chat box also. I now request Chairman sir to continue the proceedings.
Before we give it to Chairman, I would like to thank the finance, auditing, secretarial teams for making things happen as it was planned pre-COVID. Both the FY20 financial closure and the AGM has committed. I want to thank both teams for making this happen. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. Thanks, Deloitte team and finance team for making this happen, and the secretarial team. So we are all, as originally planned a year back, we committed to these schedules.
Thank you, Dr. Satya and Dr. Ravi Kumar, for enlightening the public regarding the progress that is being made in the company and we are going to make. The company has, in accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI, listing and obligations and disclosure requirements, regulations 2015, provided the facility for remote e-voting and the resolutions proposed to be passed at this annual general meeting. The remote e-voting was open from July 6, 2020 to July 8, 2020. Members who are present in this meeting today and have not voted earlier through remote e-voting are being given an opportunity to vote during the meeting through e-voting. I now request the members to cast their vote on the resolution set out in the notice by logging into NSDL e-voting portal. Please note that item number 5 relating to reappointment Narendra Otswal has been withdrawn by the company consequent to the resignation of Mr. Otswal as director on 1st July 2020, and therefore members need not vote for item number 5. Please note, the members who have voted earlier by remote e-voting are not eligible for voting during the meeting. Mr. Ravi Prasad Reddy, practicing company secretary, is appointed as a scrutinizer for remote e-voting and e-voting during the meeting. The results of voting shall be declared on the website of the company within the next 2 working days. I authorize Mr. G. Venkateshwar Reddy, company secretary, to declare the voting results to the stock exchange and all the concerned authorities. Mr. Y. Ravi Prasad Reddy, scrutinizer, shall freeze the voting process. I thank all the members for having spared your time to attend this meeting. I now declare this meeting as closed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Rajesh.